He even got caught off guard. Meg blamed the king for cutting financial support off, forced to sign with Netflix. Now Omid Scobie's blaming King Charles for Meghan and Harry being forced to sign contracts because he cut the money off. Author Omid Scobie suggested the king's ineptitude in handling the Megxit saga had effectively driven the Duke and Duchess of Sussex into signing a series of commercial deals. He claimed that the couple were in a spin and had agreed deals that they might have balked at if their finances hadn't been cut off, leaving them needing serious money. Well, didn't the king help them with finances for the first year? Not to mention he also had to pay for Frogmore, and even paid back a part of their wedding. Mr. Scobie told The Independent obviously they had money, but they needed serious money for a proper roof over their heads and security. The pair signed contracts for books, documentaries and podcasts after quitting as senior royals and moving to the US in 2020, including an £81 million 5-year deal with streaming giant Netflix, and an £18 million contract with Spotify that was cancelled early. The deals led to a series of damaging revelations by Harry about his father and older brother Prince William, including in the Netflix series Harry and Meghan and his memoir Spare. Scobie suggested the Sussexes became disruptors only because the king had mishandled the decision to leave Britain and quit as senior working royals. Well, they refused working for the royal family and fled abroad, but now they're complaining about the lack of benefits and loss of privileges. Greedy and ridiculous grifters. Some royals around the world even had their titles cut off, but they didn't complain like Meghan and Harry. In his book Endgame, released yesterday, Omid also quoted Harry and Meghan simply wanted to be heard, but that Charles had been too stubborn. Mr. Scobie said that all financial support for Harry and Meghan was cut off in July 2020, including money for their official security which had previously been funded by Charles's private income from his Duchy of Cornwall estate. The Harkles, well at least Meghan, was already in negotiations for contracts before they left, even since she dated with Harry in 2016. They were only signed because Netflix, Penguin Random House and Spotify knew what would sell and bring money and tales about the royal family. The pair knew exactly what was going to be required when they signed on the dotted line, and they delivered at least for Netflix and Penguin Random House. They're shameless. Scobie's literally saying that the Harkles are so talentless that all they had to sell to make serious money was dirty family laundry. Then he turns around and blames the victim of the dirty laundry sale, King Charles and the British royal family, for them being victims because they didn't give in to the Harkles' blackmail demands for serious money. They're blaming the royal family and saying it's your fault, we had to kick you and humiliate you in front of the world. The Harkles backed themselves into a corner by announcing, rather than discussing with the Queen, that they were leaving but would carry on representing Her Majesty's work on a part-time basis, while cashing in on their royal titles overseas. Absolutely disgusting behaviour, and thinking the Queen would happily accept this was the biggest mistake they made. That, I believe, was the point that everything else had spiralled from. The Queen's decision to say no to them triggered such anger and resentment, and their entitlement is off the charts. They're so feckin' horrible.